Hi, fourth graders. Today for English class, you're going to work on your chapter 15 review page. So please be sure that you look back through the chapter and you're very careful as you work. You notice you've got to use your prepositions, so look at your preposition list. You've got to find your object of the preposition, so make sure you're paying attention to the noun that comes after the preposition. And then you have to mark your whole prepositional phrases. Then add your commas into sentences. You can look back and look at your comma rules to make sure that you're getting those correct. Then on the back of the page, you're working with your independent clauses and your dependent clauses. Remember, an independent clause just means a sentence. It's just simply a sentence. It has a subject and a verb. It doesn't have the introductory word, just a sentence. A dependent clause is when you have a subject and a verb, but you have that joining word at the beginning, like although or until or because, that introduces it like a phrase that needs something else at the end. So a dependent clause is a fragment. So be very careful about that. Make sure you post your pictures on Class Dojo of the front and the back of the page, or email them to me. Make sure that when you take your picture, I can see all your answers. Don't, put your hand and block part of the answers. Do your best to take a clear picture. Now, let's move to reading. Let's review from our story yesterday. We were reading about the stone soup. And what genre is this? This is a play. What genre of story has been written into the form of a play? It was a folk tale originally before they wrote it into as a play. How many characters are in the cast? There are 11 different characters. Number 3, who is the main character in the play? It's Traveler. Number 4, why does Traveler stop at the village? He's looking for a free meal because he's hungry. Number 5, what excuses do the first 2 housewives make for not giving Traveler anything to eat? They have nothing to spare. No one can give me anything. I certainly can't afford to feed a beggar. They've got lots of excuses. How does Traveler get invited into Tildy's home? He shows Tildy an ordinary stone and tells her it is a soup stone. Traveler uses trickery to make Tildy believe the stone can make soup from a kettle of water. So today, here's our vocabulary words. We have aroma, critically, haughtily, indifferently, intently, and resume. So here we have the aroma of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies made Sam's mouth water. An aroma is a smell. Number 2, the art expert critically examined the 2 paintings and noticed that one was the original and the other was a copy. Critically means carefully. Number 3, the man haughtily entered the mayor's office and demanded an appointment. Haughtily is proudly. Elizabeth looked indifferently at the 2 new backpacks and let her sister pick the one she liked better. Indifferently would mean uninterestedly. Didn't care. Number 5, Ralph looked intently in the car for his lost wallet, but he could not find it. He looked closely. And number 6, after the speaker resumed her seat, she relaxed and took a long drink of water. Resumed, went back to. Okay, so today you are going to read the part 2 of the stone soup. You're going to read the rest of the play. You need to be very careful to pay attention to what you're reading. Think about what you're reading as you go through. And you need to find out what Elmer is going to contribute to the kettle. And you're going to see how this soup turns out and why Tildy's family, she thinks they're never going to be hungry again. Then you are going to go to your workbook page 257, and it says to write each letter in the correct boxes. Letters may be used more than once. So put these different descriptions. You've got some Bible verses and things like that that you need to put where they go, whether it's character's motivation, that would be the why, character's actions, what they did, and then the scripture that would apply to that character. Then you got to read the paragraph, answer the questions with the vocabulary words. And then on the back, you're going to brainstorm to complete the graphic organizers with lists of necessary scenery and props. So you're going to pretend like if you were going to really put on this play, what would the scenery look like on the stage? What props would you need to put on the play? And then it says brainstorm to create a list of post-play discussion questions to evaluate Traveler's words and actions from a biblical worldview. What kind of questions could you ask an audience member to help them to understand What is the lesson this story's trying to teach? Then, as you go on to spelling class, you are on page 125, working again with syllables and dividing words with their accent marks. It says to write each word into syllables, placing a dot between the syllables, place an accent mark on the stressed syllable, use the spelling dictionary to check your answer. The first syllable is going to be the stressed syllable when you're using T-I-O-N or S-I-O-N. Then again, mark the syllable. Again, write the pronunciation, write the word into syllables, use your spelling dictionary to help you look it up. And then for 11 through 13, you need to circle the correct way it is written, and you can look those words up in the spelling dictionary as well in order to get the right answer for those.